Hi everyone, I'm Ken from CryptoTradingKS. If you're new, welcome, and welcome back KS family. Let's run the numbers. Bitcoin currently down 1.37% to 3237. Ethereum up 1.11% to 1797. From my 30 plus years in financial markets, I explain the smart money mindset to assist you to be more of a financial blessing to yourself and those you love, gaining real wealth in the process. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. Thank you for being a part of our globally extended family. I very much appreciate you being here. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as part of our globally extended KS family. What we've just done together is a quick run through the crypto market. It's really important to understand how the sectors are changing, and what we do each day is to go through these. This gives you a really good feeling on where crypto is heading. And it's also incredibly powerful because you can refer back to it at any time. As crypto technical analysts, we live from a foundation of positive excellence, and we seek to maintain real wealth foundations such as kindness, authenticity, inner and outer peace, gratitude, happiness, empathy and love, health, generosity. These kinds of things are really, really important. When people get into the crypto market, they just want to make money. They want to buy a Lamborghini, a private jet, all of those fluffy things that other people will say, wow, you've really made it. You're now something special. Hey, guess what? You're special already. What all successful people actually find is that to have success and massive amounts of success, you must have these real wealth foundations. A lot of people get success thrust upon them and they quickly lose it. When you have real wealth foundations and you approach life with a positive excellence viewpoint on what you're doing, you will maintain your inner and outer peace. Why is this important? Why shouldn't we just go into conflict with everyone, including ourselves? The reason is it's a complete waste of time. You've got an important mission to accomplish in this world. You don't want to be wasting your time on conflict. A lot of people think that kindness is a sign of weakness. It's not. It is a sign of strength, and it's a very, very powerful strength to have. When people seek to get rich and wealthy, what they're actually seeking to do is to safeguard their security and also raise their status. What we actually find is that when you get all of those things, it doesn't change much. You're still the same person. That's why we focus on positive excellence, healing words, not wounding words. Many people wound other people with their words, and if you're doing so, it doesn't matter. When we know better, we can do better. Healing words is the way to go. Supporting other people, seeking their best, acting with integrity, wanting to lift up others, that creates healing in not only them, but also you. It's a beautiful way to live life. Healing words, not wounding words. If more people healed with their words, this world would be a better place. And hey, why don't just try it? My computer recently melted down. It literally blew its CPU, and I say it did a Terra Luna meltdown. I'm in the process of just using a temporary PC at the moment. Unfortunately, this has slowed me down quite a bit, but I wanted to let you know that I've just released the Coffee Club video number 11. Positive excellence overcomes losses. It's a really, really important rule to understand. That's rule 338. And that's just my way of saying thank you very much to the very kind and generous community members who reached out and bought me a coffee on buymeacoffee.com/CryptoTradingKS. You will also see that there are other rules: 919, 303, 65, 471, 829. as well as Rule 40, 305, 402, 420, 18. And I want to again thank all the supporters very, very much for your kind generosity. I will continue to put out one video each month, just as my way of saying thank you. You'll see I spend a lot of time on area 4 of the masterclass, real wealth, and this is very, very important, because without emotional mastery and emotional control, you will find that your trades don't go as anticipated. As crypto technical analysts, we scientifically track investor attention, and investor attention is measured through price, which is reality and not future promises. The first thing crypto technical analysts do is they understand if they don't have knowledge, they will make losses. We have to be very, very careful how we actually put money into the market. The first thing we do is to apply the CTKS methodology to mark up our charts. Then we go outside the crypto market, collecting probabilities like a really good detective, checking world events, checking the stock markets. Then we go back and seek to time the market. This is our aiming focus. We find the market's focus, understanding that opportunities reset every day and enhancing our pattern recognition. Before we actually pull the trigger and buy or sell, we must come from a place of mastery of our emotional control. And deep down, we need to fight self-doubt and self-sabotage. They are very dangerous things. Crypto technical analysts are professionals, and professionals are not emotional. They know what they're doing. You can think about it this way. A doctor would, if a doctor or a surgeon, say it's a surgeon's in there doing an operation, he's not gambling with that patient's life. He or she is applying their extensive knowledge to heal that particular patient. So when you think about professionalism, gambling is never involved. Go slow to go fast is the key with all things. Then what you will find, there are many, many ways to buy and sell. We must make volatility our best friend. Patiently apply the 10-5-10 rule. And there are so many other things. For example, we need to be aware of percentages. I'll get back to percentages a little later because I'm going to share a trade with you. And let's have a look at how Bitcoin is actually going. We can see the current price, 30,263. And when we look at Bitcoin, for the past 26 days, it's been bounding between the resistance level of 1 at 31,775 and the support level A at 28,957. Naughty Bitcoin. So where could crypto possibly go? We can see that we've got a lot of resistance coming into play at this number 2 resistance level, 33,145. And these resistance levels and the support levels are actually created through the CTKS method, which is taught inside the masterclass. We have a very strong level of support at A. We've got a strong level of support at B as well. But what is price actually doing? When we look on the daily basis, we can see Bitcoin has been maintaining an upward trend. It rejected going down, decaying back to A. The buyers were there, and the buyers were saying, hey, no way, you're not going down, you're going up. And the sellers tried to push it down again. And what has happened? Bitcoin's price has maintained above that support line. Could we come down further? Of course we could. We could get a technical violation. But the probability is that Bitcoin wants to take out this particular resistance line that will play out at 2 at 33,145. As crypto technical analysts, we do not take just one side of a particular trade. We must understand what all the 3 dimensions of that trade could be. And masterclass students, you will receive this live chart in TG34. So let's have a look at the other side. If we actually come down to A and breach that and sell down, we have another support level at around the 27,646 and the 27,130. We're about 21.68% below the very, very strong level of support that catches black swans. When people are new to the crypto market, they only tend to look at prices going in their favor. Price can go anywhere with crypto, and we saw this massive sell-off just recently, which left many people aching and sore. You can see here over a period of 7 days, because of the lunar eclipse, and I'm talking about Terra Luna and the DeFi meltdown, Bitcoin came down 33%. And of course the alts came down much, much more than that. It just goes to show in crypto, all cryptos are interdependent on each other. It's really important that we have strong projects with no holes. This Terra Luna meltdown, or the lunar eclipse, actually caused a lot of grief to a lot of people. Tens and tens of billions of dollars were wiped off the crypto market because of one project not fixing their security holes. And this is a good lesson learned. If you find any projects that are showing security holes, please let the community know. This is really important. We need, as a community, to stick together and be eyes everywhere. This will help keep everybody safe. So you can see currently we're about 21.68% above a black swan catching level of 23,751. The higher probability scenario is that we actually take out this level of resistance, playing in here at about 31,325. We get up to level 1, try to approach this level 2, maybe even get rejected, but it really depends on the shorts. If the shorts start to pile in, and we could get a technical violation. Now, what is a technical violation? That's where the smart money, the institutions, actually push the price down to attract all the shorts, and then they liquidate them to blast through this particular resistance line. Long-time viewers of the channel know that the markets punish certainty and they reward the lack of certainty. So what we do as a community, we're always putting our buy levels lower, hoping to catch long tail rejections. And we love to BORSOG. I'll just give you a small illustration of a trade that was shared by a beloved community member. This beloved community member bought Arweave with BUSD at 12.45, just down here, buy on red, just here, 12.45, and sold Arweave at 13.03. Just up here, you can see that that is a really, really small movement. Now, why did they do this? Because a couple of days ago, the markets were looking very red, like they were going to melt down. And what did this particular community member do? He said, yeah, I'm in. I'm going to give this a go. And what do we see? Because there was a basic uptrend, the community member went in. And what about the sell? That's at a resistance level. That is a very fine trade. Now, was money left on the table? Not in this case. What we always have to understand, even though the price went higher, we're not greedy people. We just go after what we want. And that's really important. A lot of time, people set expectations on the market. The market must give me 10 to 20% return every single day. You can imagine holding on to that particular philosophy as price comes down like this would be really, really stressful. In fact, that could lead to great losses because the market will just give you what the market wants to give you. Now let's analyze this a little bit more. A lot of people in the crypto market, when they first get in, very initially, they say, I want 100, 200, 500% return. Okay, well, let's analyze this trade. We know that this beloved community member put in $499.99 this amount, invested amount, returned amount 523.2848, 523.2848. Good. They made $23.29. And a lot of people will say, Ken, that's not enough. I can't pay my bills with that. But it's not about that. It's all about starting small and scaling. This return on investment is 4.6586%. Now, how long did that take to occur? The answer, 1 day. And what is the annualized percent if it was in 1 day? Well, it breaks the calculator. So we'll make it 1 day, 1 day from the next. And that's 1.67 billion%. It's just a crazy percentage, and that's not important. What it actually shows you is if you actually put the money into the market and you can consistently do this, you can do really, really well. And that is what the 10% per week concept is all about. But you need a lot of knowledge to do this. That's the knowledge that we teach inside the CryptoTradingKS Masterclass, and actually making sure that you have emotional control and are acting professionally is really, really important, because you may win on some gambles, but if you're gambling, you will eventually lose. So no need to do that. Just put the correct process into the market. Just think about it like this. You control the trade, the market controls your returns. Let's look a little bit more deeply, and thank you very much to that beloved community member for sharing that trade. I love to show them. Let's have a look at this. What are we seeing here? Upward support, resistance. It's trying to get above this resistance. It's got a lot of positive air, more and more positive air, which means the buyers are there. The buyers are stepping in, saying, oh no, Bitcoin, you've come down too much already. I want you to go up. Challenge this resistance level at an absolute minimum. Now, this is on a daily basis, and what do we see here? The NASDAQ futures, they're just pointing down at the moment, and we know no Bitcoin can escape the stock market's gravity. I usually say no alt can escape Bitcoin's gravity, but I'm just trying to hammer in a principle. I'm being like Gary at the SEC. Let's have a little bit of a deeper look what's happening inside the main markets. And the reason we look to the US market, it's about 60% of stock market value globally. When we look at the VIX, the fear gauge of the market, the fear is coming out, and we saw a rally up with the NASDAQ 100. It's been just testing this particular once resistance and turned to support level at the moment. And we can see it's just consolidating along there. It's very much like what Bitcoin has been doing, but this has been a really good pump from the stock market. Please let me know in the comments, what do you think is going to happen to the VIX? Will it come down or will it go up? Because that in turn will explain what could happen to the NASDAQ 100, indeed all the major indices. If fear is on the decrease, we would expect the indices to rally. If fear goes up, we would expect the indices to come down. Please let me know in the comments what your thoughts are. We can see bond prices going down and bond yields coming up. When we look at gold, we can see gold is just consolidating. It's just under, well, it's pretty much midway between resistance and support. And what is the dollar doing? Oh, naughty thing. The dollar is just basically consolidating as well, but it's in now a bit of an uptrend. We can also see that oil is breaking out, and the bearish sentiment inside the main markets is actually decreasing. And we can see this through the put-call ratio. Its averages are all decreasing. And Masterclass students, you'll get this live chart in TM6. A big issue at the moment inside the stock market is inflation expectations. And we can see when we look at the NASDAQ, we can see what it's doing, just exactly what we said it was doing. It's just consolidating above that particular once resistance level and has turned it into support. And typically when we get big up price swings, they need to consolidate those particular gains because they experience so many people selling. And we can see Bitcoin performing a little bit more weakly. But what is happening to the 10-year and 5-year break-even inflation rates? It's coming up. And you can see this often occurs when the NASDAQ comes up, or indeed when the major indices come up. The 10-year and 5-year often come up with them. We can see M1 and M2 are unchanged. We just don't have the data yet. The annual inflation rate, we don't have the data. But what happened to the Fed balance sheet? It's actually gone up. It was $8.914 trillion. It's now $8.915 trillion. Ooh, Fed. And you can also see the 10-year break-even inflation rate was 2.62, now 2.75. The 5-year break-even inflation rate was 2.96, now 3.06. Okay, I've just updated those figures. We'll see how it goes when we track it next time. And Masterclass students, you'll get my live chart in TM4. Let's have a look at global markets, and we can see we understand what's happening with Bitcoin and the Nasdaq. What you will see, S&P 500, Dow, it's very, very similar. The Russell 2000 is exhibiting more strength. Australia's market got over this resistance. It's just doing a pullback at the moment. And look at Japan's market. It's really going for it, as is Germany's. It's starting to get out from this very, very strong resistance level. Go Germany. Russia is still weak. The UK is just about to break out from resistance. And look at China. China's market is starting to turn around. Are we in a recession? We are. When the Fed produces this particular statistic to show that we are in a recession, it's currently not registering recessionary behavior. And one thing that you'll notice is the inverse of the VIX. Here, it's absolutely going up this way. What happens when it goes up like this? The markets go up because the fear is leaving the market. It's not 100%, but it's a fairly close correlation. And that's what we have to pay attention to. A lot of people say, oh, if it doesn't occur 100%, I won't use it. Well, then you'd never use anything in financial markets because it's never 100%, but it's quite indicative. And we can see the lows here of the inverse are very preemptive as to what can happen. And this is really important for us to pay a lot of attention to. The fear is backing off inside the market. Does that mean that we can't have another bout of fear? Of course we can, but this is a really good sign. We just need to be like good detectives. And when I get my computer back from it being blown up, I will certainly do an LV video inside the masterclass on this chart. So at the moment, we're gaining some sort of perspective on what the markets are doing globally, inside the markets, gold, the dollar, bond prices, bond yields, international markets. It's pretty good stuff. Inflation as well. Fed, M1, M2. We know a lot of stuff, because we're actually like really, really good detectives. When we look at the longs are increasing. What are the shorts doing? They're getting a little bit more confident because there was a major sell-off and they're saying, come on, baby, come down. I want the price to come down. And yes, the price does move in waves. It's always going up and down and up and down. Let's have a look at liquidations. Across the past 24 hours, there was 155.44 million across 73,036 positions. When we look at the number of percent of liquidations, total liquidations across the past 24 hours, we can see it was 65.24%. Past 12 hours, about 66%. Past 4 hours, 72%. Past hour, 88.6%. What is happening here? The longs are getting liquidated. What does that mean? The price is coming down. What does that also mean? The shorts are getting more confident. And we can see when we look at the relative proportion between shorts and longs, the longs have been hit more than the shorts. Yesterday it was the other way around. When you're going either long or short, really be careful. I would suggest that you don't touch leverage trading before you become professional, before you get your emotions in check, because you can wipe your account out. Not just the money you put in, they can come after you for more money. From yesterday's video, Austin said a really cool thing, SNTL, aka say no to leverage. It's a really good thing. When you're just starting off, say no to leverage. When you're professional, it doesn't matter what you do. You can go for it. Absolutely. Go in with both feet first. That's fine. And if you're a gambler and you know that the gambling funds are there and you can afford to lose that and more, if you get liquidated on a short position especially, then that's okay as well. I'd just like to thank everybody for their kind comments. And Jess, Masterclass plus daily videos together is the best. Thank you so much, my friend. And this is what it's all about. I try to reinforce all those secret learnings inside the masterclass in the daily videos. Another thing to keep in mind when we're trying to assess where Bitcoin is going is to keep in mind this lower boundary line, this red line, tends to hold black swan events and capitulations incredibly well. And this is really important, and we basically touched it quite a while back. And what do we see? The relative strength is increasing inside the market. Underneath the market, people are buying. Masterclass students, you'll get my live chart in TM2. Something also that I would like you to keep your mind on, when we look at the price action here, and we basically transpose that price action to the appropriate section in the last halving cycle, we can see that we didn't get normal price action. Normal price action in crypto has always been exponential blow off tops, either 2 or 1. We didn't even get 1. We got this low level of behavior, and because we didn't get a blow off top, it's quite likely we will not get a blow off bottom. We could actually theoretically be in the capitulation right now. So what actually caused this? We just had black swan after black swan after black swan after black swan after black swan. Just a barrage of them. I have some trivia for you. What is a group of black swans called? A large group of black swans is called, wait for it, a bank. But a group of black swans in flight is called a wedge. It feels like a wedgie. This absolutely confirms the banks are behind it. I raised a question in yesterday's video. What could happen when cryptos get above resistance levels? These kind of things could happen. Crypto is unlike literally any other thing on the planet. When it gets above resistance, it tends to party, and it tends to party hard. But you've got to be careful of this. Look at Unfi. It actually shot up from, let's say, just around here, $2.55 all the way up to $40 and then retrace back to about $8 now. You have to be really, really careful. Do not FOMO in when you get one of these spikes. We call them, funnily enough, a sell spike because they should be sold. And you can see that you can have multiple sell spikes. And what is a spike that goes down like this? It's called a buy spike. Crypto is incredibly volatile. Just use rule 760. Start small and scale. It doesn't matter how much money you've got. If you don't control the emotional side of the equation, you will lose. And Jay Bripto, and I mentioned this in the other video, but I think it's really, really good. Jay says no more than 5 trades, each at $10 to $20 to get comfortable with the process. And it's a really, really good process to get familiar with. As an investor, a lot of investors are unsure of how to trade. Just do what Jay does. Just take a small amount of money and just put your knowledge behind it. And you'll get the knowledge of how to mark up your charts, how to read outside trends, how to time the market, how to get a good relationship with money, and how to structure your own unique path to buying and selling inside the masterclass. And don't be concerned with going for huge percentages. You can see small percentages accumulated regularly can be absolutely life-changing. Starting small and scaling is the way. Let's look at the top crypto projects. We can see Bitcoin still under resistance, and we want to enhance pattern recognition, and that's a really, really powerful skill to have. We can see this blue line, that's Bitcoin's price activity, overlaid across Ethereum and all of the other alts. We can see Ethereum just mirroring Bitcoin's price activity. This is really important to understand. BNB, Binance Coin, was strong, and then Gary came out from the SEC and said, you know what, 5 years ago you did an ICO, we're going to take you to court for that. How very sweet of Gary. Hey Gary, couldn't you have actually told Binance, not 5 years later, but given them some kind of warning and some kind of guidance? And the SEC, the Securities Exchange Commission, is also trying to take on XRP. But as Jeremy Hogan from Legal Brief said in a recent video, they've been having a heck of a time. Basically, the SEC shot itself in the foot. Just go across to Jeremy Hogan's Legal Briefs in YouTube. It's a fantastic thing to watch, and Jeremy is so much fun. Let's have a look at ADA, and we know the Vasil hard fork is coming up, the scaling and dApps hard fork. And what do you notice here? A lot of people will say, oh, look, this is great. It's diverging, it's disconnecting from Bitcoin. Okay, let's absolutely test that hypothesis. We can see, zooming in, how the directional bias of Bitcoin is following. Well, ADA is following the directional bias of Bitcoin. But what about this particular point? It looks like Bitcoin is going down and ADA is going up. Let's actually check that out. What do we actually see here? Let me just get this a little bit better for you. You can see that as we actually look through and get to a closer time frame, the divergence is not as great as what we may think it is from a distance. If you look from this distance down here, you could basically say, oh, they're very, very different. This ADA is going up and Bitcoin is going down. But you can see when you actually zoom in, that directional gravitational pull is impacting ADA. This is a hidden secret, and not many people really truly understand how powerful Bitcoin's gravity actually is. We talk about this and many other secrets inside the masterclass. Let's have a look at Solana. We can see Solana following Bitcoin's gravity. What about Doge? Following Bitcoin's gravity as well, as is DOT. Let's have a quick look through the crypto market to have a look at the greatest gainers over the past 24 hours. HNT out in front, 5.5% up. Theta, 4.8% up. 3.4% up for FTT, FTX token. ADA up 1.4%. Algo, 1.7% up. Stepan or GMT up 1.5%. Let's have a look at the greatest losses in the past 24 hours. DCR out in front, 6.2% down. EGLD about 6% down. ICP about 5.8% down. APE 5.6% down. Atom about 5.5% down. Phantom about 4.9% down. Gala 4.7% and Mana 4.35% down. Let's take a quick whiz through the metaverse, and we can see that Sand is following Bitcoin's gravity, as is Axie, Decentraland, Mana, and Gala are showing strength above Bitcoin's gravity, but still moving in the same directional bias, just over exaggerated positive moves. Engine moving with Bitcoin's gravity. We can see Ape looking a bit weaker, and we've seen Ape as one of the greatest losers over the past 24 hours. Chili's just retesting that support and seeking to turn it, well, retesting the resistance, seeking to turn it to support. And we can see GMT has crossed over to the other side. Oh, sounds terrible. And it's basically above tight resistance. Please let me know in the comments, is there anything in the metaverse that takes your fancy at the moment? And also, where do you think Bitcoin will be in the next video? A, 1, 2, will it be a number or will it be a letter? Please let me know. It's really, really good to do this because you become an active learner, and that's the way to mastery for anything that you turn your hand to. Looking at some more community favorites, we can see Nia is exhibiting weakness just like Ape is. Matic coming down with Bitcoin's gravity, but not looking too bad. Icon has made it to the other side as well. Good on you, Icon. It's trading above resistance. It's got a degree of support there. VRA still under resistance. Rose under resistance. KSM, Kusama under resistance. IOTA getting towards the other side, has bypassed resistance, turned it to support, and is just consolidating at the moment. IOTEX just doing the same but more weakly. Looking at some more community favorites, we can see Theta did really well, got up, tested that resistance, got above it, and then shot down. That's probably an easier way for you to see it. It's just below resistance at the moment. And let's have a look at Waves. Waves has done a wave up, and Waves loves doing waves, and it's just coming down, just doing a minor consolidation above this first level of resistance. SHIB has been very, very weak of recent times. EGLD also quite weak. The charts will tell you the news, and this is really good to see. Phantom still under resistance and looking a little bit weak as well. CHR not looking too bad. It's under support here at the moment and just consolidating at that previous resistance level. That's looking quite good. LRC just crossed resistance, consolidating. We can see a lot of these particular cryptos are starting to cross over the first levels of resistance, which is fantastic. But we're always aware that crypto is incredibly volatile and we can always buy lower, so we don't go all in and more because it's just too risky. Kyber Networks, KNC, has crossed tight resistance and just consolidating at that lower support level. Let's have a look at Stellar. Stellar is over resistance and consolidating. CRV under resistance. AVAX under resistance as well. Arweave under resistance. But you saw from the trade in Arweave, there's always the opportunity to make money. Just because it's on the wrong side of the trade doesn't mean it's on the wrong side of the percentage, and that's what we focus on. Being on the right side of the percentage, because the percentage is all that really matters. Zilliqa is getting very close to actually getting over that resistance, and we can see Uni has got over resistance and just consolidating at that lower support level. FTT has been selling down wildly. We can see that it's had a bounce. It's starting to get over that very, very tight resistance level. And we can see Tron having trouble getting higher at the moment. But Tron is in an uptrend. Please let me know in the comments, where do you think Bitcoin is going to? Number or a letter, given everything that you've just seen now? And is there any particular crypto project that you've just viewed, or maybe something that we haven't viewed that looks really interesting? Please let me know in the comments. Being successful means that you have the strength to withstand success, and that sounds pretty counterintuitive. A lot of people think that success is really easy. Success brings with it a lot of issues, and you need to be strong to go through them and withstand them. When you come from a positive excellence perspective and focus in life, maintaining real wealth foundations, you will have a beautiful and meaningful life. And if the success isn't there right now, it will come. It's just really good to take the pressure off yourself. Stress is not good for anyone. And always keep in mind that we can use our words to heal, or we can use our words to harm and to wound others. Healing words are definitely the way to go. Everybody deep down wants to belong, and belonging is very, very difficult if you're using wounding words. Not because you're not worthy of belonging, but because people will take steps backwards to protect themselves from the pain. Maybe over the next day, see how many healing words that you can use at work, in your relationships, everywhere you go. Even if you just go out and buy a coffee at the local shop, just see what you can do and see if you can heal others with your words. It's a really beautiful thing to do. And let me know in the comments tomorrow how it went. I would love to hear. I hope you found the content useful. Please consider sharing and liking this video, and also subscribing to the channel. We would love to have you as part of our globally extended KS family. Thank you very much to our moderators for keeping our community safe from scammers, and to the CTKS ambassadors for assisting Masterclass students. And of course, a very big thank you to you for watching and for being part of our globally extended family. If you would like daily updates on price movements in the crypto market, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, please subscribe to YouTube. I've left helpful links in the description of this video. There are also links to the Masterclass, our NFT collection, the tax software I use, and if you would like to reach out and directly message me on Twitter, you can do so at any time. Please remember, crypto is volatile. Always prepare yourself for the best and worst case scenarios. Reality will likely be between them. Stay safe out there, my friends. Take care and see you next time. Bye for now.